Freemasonry and its links to alien life. Sounds completely mad, and yeah, I get it. I've links to Freemasonry myself, and I do have a lot of respect for them. They do a lot of good today. But you may not know that the Knights Templar are essentially the Freemasons. A long time ago, the Knights Templar were hired by the church to protect travellers on their route to Jerusalem to pray. They eventually became warrior monks and took part in the Crusades, and you could argue as to whether they were good or bad just back then, but either way, they became very powerful very quickly and essentially were the right hand of the church. Eventually, at some point, somebody discovered something amongst the Dead Sea Scrolls. This information that eventually became what is now known as the Book of Enoch, which is the forbidden Bible by the church. In the Book of Enoch, Enoch is the great-granddad of Moses, he describes being taken away by a glass chariot into the stars, and essentially describes our solar system thousands of years before the likes of Galileo did. So that in itself, I don't understand how that's even possible. He could have said anything, yet it happened to align perfectly with the knowledge that we have today. That's an interesting story within itself. But yeah, this discovery eventually scared the church. The church then realised that there was a narrative out there that contradicted their story, their narrative. So the Templars at the time became the enemy of the church. That's what eventually led to the burning of Jacques de Molay. That's where Friday the 13th comes from, the unlucky day. That's the day that was essentially cursed because of the betrayal. But anyway, after that betrayal, the Templars back at the time eventually went into hiding and were pretty much rebranded as Freemasons. And over time, Freemasonry in itself evolved, and it's become essentially nowadays like quite a large charity. They do a lot of good, I believe, today, but they are responsible for holding a certain secret, and I can only talk around that, so I can't speak about that in itself, but my theory is there's quite a link to that discovery, and I believe, that the story in itself was protected within the Temple of Solomon. But yeah, either way, I've been thinking about it the last few years, and I do this with complete respect to Freemasons today as well, though it's just a theory, and I'm happy to be proved wrong when my knowledge updated. But yeah, I mean, if they discovered something so profound back then, that completely reframes our understanding of humanity and our connection with the universe. Were we visited by extraterrestrials back then, or was it just the ramblings of a madman? You just don't know, do you? I wasn't there back then, so I couldn't say for sure, but either way, it led to what we now have today, and yeah, this is fascinating, and one day I feel like I might discover the truth of this, but we'll see where this goes. What do you think?